Now I just need to find out which post office. It's a post office key. Maybe the key goes to box 969 in the mill. Unless I'm way off base, this is a hit list and Slade's planning on taking out all these people. Hold on. There's a highlighted letter in each of the names. If I line them up, it spells Mill Valley. Maybe the post office key goes to box 969 at the Mill Valley Post Office. Now that I knew the location of the drop point, I drove like a maniac to the Mill Valley Post Office. I kept my eyes peeled, but either Slade hadn't used this place as a drop point before, or he was elsewhere looking for something to kill. I didn't want to take any chances, though, so I hurried inside and found box 969. There were 2 items in the post office box: a level 1 pass card for access into the Law and Order Party headquarters, and what had to be Slade's new orders. Unfortunately, I didn't have any way to decode them, not yet at any rate. I remembered that Sylvia had mentioned going out that night. Since I knew her name was on Slade's hit list, it might be a good idea to keep her under wraps for a while.
I'm so sorry. I got so wrapped up in your story that I completely lost track of time.
Well, I've been told I have that effect on women. Some sort of hypnotic power.
Whatever you say, sweetie. But seriously, we really have to hurry. It's not easy getting reservations at the Golden Pagoda.
Well, as you know, I take the driving laws very seriously, so excessive speed is really out of the question. However, no shortcut.
This isn't the way home. Where are you taking me?
Found out some information just before I picked you up for dinner.
That you're falling madly in love with me?
I have reason to believe you're in the same danger your father was.
Why?
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm checking into it. Regardless, I'm really nervous about your safety, and I think you ought to stay at the warehouse where your father was working.
But nothing's happened to me.
That doesn't mean nothing will. And besides, it reflects very poorly on me if my clients get bumped off during a case.
Plus, I couldn't pay you if I were dead, huh?
Now, that's a very good point.
You're such a tough guy. Okay. I'll lay low for a few days if you want me to. But only because I don't want you to worry.
There's one.
Hydrant.
There's one.
Handicapped. Actually, I think you can make a case for that one.
Oh, that is very funny. Right there, right in front of the restaurant.
Okay.
Told you.
Tell me the rest of the story.
Well, after I took Sylvia back to the warehouse, I decided to go over to the Law and Order Party. Well, it was after midnight, so I figured nobody'd be around. I could ransack the place. Unfortunately, I was wrong.
Excuse me, sir, but this premises has been secured for the evening. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave immediately.
Sheesh, I'm late again, aren't I? Missed the whole rally. Do you have any beer left?
Okay, wise guy, get your hands up where I can see them.
Come on, I'm just having a little moment with you, okay? Is that thing loaded?
In my line of work, security is no laughing matter. Let's see some ID.
Hey man, I was just following orders. I was told to use this pass card to get in.
We all got orders. It'll take just a second to write down this badge number. There's coffee if you like.
I have to admit, I can make a mean cup of coffee. Kalalala lilies, I think. How special mutant meat pie. Well, I wish I had time to borrow these. They'd look great with my office decor. Well, that won't work.
What the hell are you doing?
Contact problem. Got it on again, though.
Once the coffee was spiked, I figured I should find a logical place to hide and wait for the Mickey to work its magic. Sometimes, you just gotta go. Sometimes, you just gotta go. Now that the night watchman was taking a nap, my first priority was to decode Slade's orders. I needed to find some kind of cipher with a lot of letters on it, and it had to be somewhere inside Law and Order. They didn't spare any expense in this bathroom. Even the graffiti is top of the line. Now this telephone's perfect for the man who's just gotta go. I'll need to find a little something before I can open this. Another coded message. I've seen this type before. I need to find a reference document and count the letters in it. Unfortunately, I have no idea which document to use, though I'm guessing it's something related to the Law and Order Party. Well, I guess Robert Knott isn't behind the hit list. He's on top of it. Slade's not going to get this message, but that'll only be temporary. If I can find Knott and warn him off, maybe he'll tell me what's going on here. Oh, and I forgot to ask him whether he wanted one lump or two with his coffee. As soon as I entered Robert Knott's office, I heard the familiar beeping sound coming from a panel on the wall by the door. It was an alarm countdown. Even with the night watchman knocked out, I figured setting off an alarm would not be good. Oh, I'm sure he's read all these books. Well, I wonder what kind of birdie this is. A finch, maybe. If I ever find Mr. Knott, I'm going to make a point of asking him about his little fixation. Silvio, with Frank shimming. Something tells me my client knows a lot more about what's going on than she says she does. Doesn't look like Knott has much use for his computer. It's not even plugged in. Looks like Robert Knott was doing some checking up on John Klaus. Interesting. I wonder what's at this address. Maybe it's where Robert Knott's hiding out. Yeah, and maybe I'm the Queen of England. But I guess I'd be stupid not to check it out. Displays like this can be double-edged swords. Well, Mr. Knott seems to have a long, pointy thing fetish. This lizard painting seems inconsistent with Knott's interior decorating motif. Maybe it's his favorite thing to skewer. This doesn't look like any name I've seen in a Rolodex. Maybe it's a code. I guess I should play with it a bit. This doesn't look like any name. safe. A misnomer if ever there was one, at least when I'm on the job. Whatever's on this disc can't be good for the Law and Order party. Maybe this explains why Robert Knott's on the chopping block. I'll bet Wanda would do just about anything for this little tortilla. There must be hidden cameras in all the rooms. This could be a problem with a conscious security guard hanging around. Oh, and I forgot to ask him whether he wanted one lump or two with his coffee. Locked. I'll need the Law and Order ID badge in order to open this door. A Law and Order ID badge. This was probably left here to give Slade access into party headquarters, though I'm guessing it might work for me just as well. That mystery address turned out to be a seedy-looking tavern on the waterfront. Even had a condemned sign plastered across the front door.
Well, you should have felt right at home.
Oh, that's funny. But what happened next wasn't. Despite a clear warning from my spider sense, I walked around back and found an open door. Finally regained consciousness, it felt like I'd been trying to drink my own body weight in cheap gin.
It sounds terrible. Yeah. Oh, band over two.
Thank you. May I check your coat?
You know, I think I'll keep it, thank you.
Okay.
Is it less than $3? Oh, that's all right. That wasn't the worst of it, though. I had this
ripping pain inside my head. I mean, I was munching ibuprofen tablets like they were Reese's Pieces. That didn't stop the blinding light I was getting behind my eyes or the pain I had in my head.
Did you see a doctor?
No, just the light flashes, actually.
Come, I'll take you to your seats.
Oh, thank you.
Here are your seats. We'll have to prepare another table for you since you were late this evening. Can I get your drink?
I don't think so. Why don't we just wait?
Certainly.
Oh, this must be the penalty box.
So, finish telling me about Linsky.
Okay. Well, the thought occurred to me that Carl Linsky might have gone through the same thing I was going through. I mean, you remember I told you he had that little scar on the back of his neck? Well, it wasn't so hard for me to envision jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge just to get away from the pain.
What had they done to you?
Well, I had no idea other than I got beat up really good. I didn't realize at the time the clock was ticking and that I had less than 48 hours to live.
What did you do?
Well, I was only halfway up a long series of steps. The next one was to find Robert Knott because he and I were on the same sinking ship together.
Feeling like my skull was full of razor blades, I found a pay vid phone and tried Wanda Peck again. This time she answered. I told her I had something she'd want to see, so she agreed to meet me at the Capricorn building.
It was so important that you wanted to meet me after hours.
I've got something that might interest even you.
I'm listening.
This disc is from Robert Knott's office.
How'd you get that?
Off the record, I stole it. Robert Knott's fallen out of favor with the Law and Order Party, and for all I know, he could be dead. But if he's alive, I want to know where he is.
Well, off the record, I know Robert personally. I like him. I don't know where he is, but I can give you the best guess I have. He owns a cabin up north, which no one knows about. Well, almost no one. I'll give you directions. Wait here.
So Wanda gave me the direction to Robert Knott's cabin. I wanted to leave right away, but I was too beat. Went back to the office and I slept for a while.
Where was the cabin?
It was up north, way out in the woods. In fact, I didn't even find it until after dark.
Well, was he there?
No, but I could tell someone had been there recently. I got inside and started looking around for something that might tell me where Knott was hiding out. I figured if I warned him about Slade, he might tell me what the hell was going on with Law and Order. Lights were on inside the cabin. I knocked on the door, but there was no answer, so I let myself in.